What is an adult problem you were not prepared for? The utter soul-crushing search for a job. It's entirely possible to lose your job through no fault of your own. Losing people, loved ones passing away is the hardest. Then there's the nasty breakdown of personal relationships, family relationships and friendships. Then there's the sad drifting apart that happens when life takes you on a different path to a person you were once really close to. Realizing that not even your parents have all the answers. And finally understanding that they were just figuring it out as they went, just like we are. Not having an all-knowing figure to give you the answers to all your problems is the pits, and I hate it. Edit. Just wanted to add that I agree figuring stuff out for yourself is rewarding and fun, but some things you really don't want to figure out for yourself, or can't figure out. And for those things it's nice to have someone to point you in the right direction. Edit. Holy upvotes Batman, 3k. I think this might be my most upvoted comment. Not being able to leave a job you hate, because you might just become homeless without it. The endless teeny tiny implications of adult freedom. You have your own medical insurance plan now. You need to pick a primary care physician. Okay, who should I pick? Up to you. But like, where should I start? How do I know which doctor to choose? Up to you. How do other people find one? They just pick the one they like. I don't know any of these doctors. Being able to not cook the same meal every day while balancing hundreds of other tasks. I will always admire my mom for how she was able to cook, have a clean house, work 43 hours, and help her children do homework, all while taking time to work out at the end of every day. I could mention other common problems like money management and common tasks that I haven't mastered, but what really hit me like a train was the actual transition of adulthood. I'm talking about having to make my own appointments and having to keep tabs on myself instead of handing every single document to my mom. I realized how unorganized I was when I found my birth certificate in the same drawer where I have junk receipts. Pain. Arthritis is fucking horrible, and early onset autoimmune arthritis is worse than just having an ache in one or two joints. I hurt all the time, everywhere, and everyone just assumes you're faking it, or you're a pill popper. I'm not going to live another 20 years with this pain like my dad did. Dealing with your parents acting like children. Not being able to sleep due to stress. Yet here I lay, exhausted but wide awake. When I was younger I could sleep anytime, anywhere. Going from having tons of friends to really having no one. Having a presentable place, and debating myself on why it matters. It always frustrated me when my parents had a guest over and we had to deep clean the whole house. Like, if it's my close friend of 8 years visiting, why do I care what they care about my cleanliness? And yet, every time people are over I find myself cleaning the apartment up for some reason. How often you have to clean to maintain a clean house? Back hurting just from sleeping wrong. How expensive living is. I worked all through high school, but my only bill was the gas I put in my car. 30 hours a week on minimum wage goes a long way on shopping sprees and nail salons when you don't have any other expenses. I developed nasty spending habits, not the value of a hard-earned dollar my parents were hoping for. I'm not in crippling debt or anything, but sometimes having to spend money on groceries or utilities depresses me more than it rationally should. The constant obsessive feeling that I'm fast running out of time to have an enjoyable life, even though I'm only in my 20s. Having others rely on you as an emotional ballast. I can barely stay sane myself, let alone carry the weight of someone else's sanity. How expensive lamps are. The lack of time for myself. Life is all work, housework, yard work, child care, bills, emails, phone calls. Falling in love at an older age, but watching life speed by so fast. Wished I'd met her 30 years ago. I lost my wife of 35 years. There is no way to prepare, and really no way to describe that loss. Adults never actually growing up. Sustaining motivation to continue my responsibilities such as money and shelter. The increasing speed of passing years. Having nieces only makes the problem worse. Their age and the perceived number of years past doesn't align at all for me. Drifting away from school friends because moving away, but then struggling to make new friends in a new city. Edit. Wow. Didn't expect to wake up to karma and awards. Thank you, kind strangers. In my mind, my mama should be about 40. She has always seemed to be so strong, but sometimes I want to fall apart when I see her take several attempts to stand up or make excuses about driving on the interstate. She will be 70 soon, but to me, she is still young. I don't know what I'll ever do without her. You have to buy insurance, but can never use the insurance or else no one will sell you insurance. Turns out, you get fat from overeating. How quickly fruits and vegetables actually go bad when you buy them yourself. Trying to make friends. Realizing some friends are shitty and you shouldn't be friends with them anymore. Edit. Holy bay Jesus y'all, this blew my inbox the F up. And, thanks for the gold. Just remember, you deserve to be happy, and if people are actively trying to take that away or hinder it, reassess that relationship. You don't need to kill it immediately, but definitely take time to really think about it. No one telling you to stop procrastinating. Having to have a genuine purpose in life. My job is destroying my mental health, but I need a job so I can pay my bills. If I reduce my hours for better work/life balance, I lose my insurance during a global pandemic. Preparing for retirement. Of course everyone knows they will stop working at some point, but now that I'm 40, it feels like I really need to get it together. Am I going to continue bad habits that negatively impact my health, or will I finally make changes to be healthier later? My new favorite worry, will I really have enough money to retire and live comfortably enough to have a good of quality life? 10 years ago this all seemed so far away. Now, it feels like I'm speeding to the next phase of my life. Deciding what to eat for 3 meals a day 7 days a week. Gross pay versus net pay, holy shit. Also, still haven't gotten my first stimulus check. The snowball effect of poverty. Every major bill or unexpected emergency, $500 plus, takes you back 6 months to a year. It feels like you're on an escalator made of mud. Being the mature one. Aging parents D.